Are you ready? Are you guys ready out there? That's not enough. I'm not loud enough. I gotta be honest, everybody. This is fucking weird. Welcome back to the Dave Chang Show, part of the Ringer Podcast Network, presented by Major Domo Media. Thank you, Ola Tingo, as always. This is a different setup, guys. We're at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. We're in our restaurant, my restaurant, Momofuku, and it's almost noon. And if you're hearing tables and utensils clanking off plates, it's because there's an audience sitting in front of us. Maybe you guys have done a live show?
Never. No.
And if you're asking yourselves, who are these gentlemen? You probably have seen them or you're following them and you're fans because they have millions and millions of followers. How many millions aggregate you think between the two of you guys?
Maybe over 10 total?
Between all platforms?
I'm like 3.
You're like 7.
8, maybe.
We have,
He's a giant.
He's a giant?
He's a giant.
We have Owen and H. So you got millions of followers. I gotta ask, is it get competitive? Because in food, like some of my closest friends are some of the biggest, best known chefs in the world. Some of them are here today that you're gonna work with.
Yeah.
And while we're all very friendly, we're all very, very fucking competitive. How does this work? Because before you guys became sort of content creator extraordinaires in food, you guys were just friends in college, right?
Yeah.
This is one of those strangest things I think could possibly have happened. So I want to get a little bit into that sort of formative years, but I just got to get straight to the point. Like, do you guys get competitive with each other?
Honestly, I think it's more collaborative. I think the fact that we started as friends, truthfully, I just want to see him succeed, and I hope it's reciprocated. Naturally, I'm a very competitive person, but weirdly enough,
But it stops right there?
For some reason, when it comes to like the creator space, we also do like pretty different stuff. Like, yes, we both do food videos, but his content is so different from mine in terms of what we're cooking. So it's more so, I want to work with him, bounce ideas off of him. I hope you feel the same.
No, I feel the exact same way, but I think, so our backstory is we went to college together. We started a supper club together just for shits and giggles. Just
Called
cooking.
Maru, right?
Called Maru, that's correct.
And you guys are Trojans.
We are
Yeah,
Trojans. Fight on. I don't know if that's controversial to say, but fight on.
I gave a commencement speech at Annenberg School. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
What year?
2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Oh, okay. We
I
were gone. We were gone. Okay. But yeah, USC is great. And we met there. We lived together. And then we both separately posted viral videos. And then we both worked together. It's most 1 in a million chance.
So when is this? Around 2020?
This is 2020, 2021.
So beginning of the pandemic or like
Towards the end.
Towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end. I don't know if the pandemic's still going on. Right
but
now,
end of 2020, the world's still.
Still, yeah, right? So we both make videos, and personally, I have the same sentiment as Owen, but maybe you feel the same way with other chefs who earn, stars, World's 50 Best, whatever. When you have videos with numbers that are publicly open, there's a level of like self-evaluation that the world sees, right? Like, this person has X amount of followers, blah, blah, blah. And I had a moment with him where I was like, I'll be completely honest. I'm a bit jealous that I started before you, and yet you have surpassed me quadruple, right? And I actually think it was that moment where I was very honest with myself, that I was like, none of this really matters when my best friend is doing an amazing job doing the job that he loves, and we both do it together. And the numbers might be different, but we still collab all the time.
But you guys, numbers might be different, but it's in the creator space, extraordinarily successful either way.
Yeah, true, right? And it's hard to see that when you're so locked in. Like, if you are a 1 Michelin star chef and you're like only focusing on beating the 2-star chefs,
Right.
you gotta step back and enjoy the
Well,
life.
like, I brought this up a few podcasts ago, and I have been sort of working on this theory about where food is going. I'm always focused on where sort of not just independent restaurants, but where food culture is going, and it's been more and more difficult to sort of suss out the patterns because it's moving so fast. The churn rate is so fast, particularly because of social media and the content creation. But you know, I always say that when I started out cooking and I made the switch to not do French fine dining, and it wasn't just me, you had Roy Choi, you had a bunch of other chefs, a lot of Korean American chefs, and we were gaining some success, there was a lot of allergic reaction from the establishment. That's not how you're supposed to go about creating a career in food. You have to open up a restaurant a certain way. You can't use that kind of ingredient. You have to have tablecloths, all of these things. And we weren't looking at it that way. And something I've talked to Roy about a lot as well. We were just trying to put one foot in front of the other. And because we weren't part of the establishment, we were allowed to sort of find our own lane. And for years, I've been talking with other peers that are, you know, some of the world's best known chefs that we talk about these things, about where food is going. And we've been always trying to figure out where that younger generation, the next wave is going to come from. And it dawned on me when we were talking about this that, we'd say, it's not really there. It's not happening here, here, here. Because people weren't trying to open up the next Le Bernardin, the next, you know, French Laundry. They were just a little bit more interested in other things. And we couldn't see this until very recently, that your generation, whether you guys realize it or not, because you're not necessarily trained chefs, that doesn't matter in my opinion, but that's where the next chapter is happening, is I feel like the older generation, myself included, we're looking in the wrong place altogether. Because now you can be a content creator but have more influence in food than anybody that's ever done it in a traditional way. I'd argue that more people have learned more about food than most of the most famous chefs in the world. So that's a responsibility you guys have. Because now, do you guys think you're part of the culinary sort of landscape as a whole, or are you guys just creators? You know, are you part of the establishment, or are you not part of it?
I think I teeter a line between, every creator has their own style, their own whatever, cuisine, you know, mix of things. I teeter a line between trying to go stage and learn at French fine dining and then trying to bring it back into content. And I just have a mixed, like a split personality. I don't know. Like honestly, when you ask me, do I think I'm part of the establishment or just creating my own path? Both. I don't think there's a right answer.
Do you think you're a chef?
Some days I wake up, I'm like, yes. Some days I wake up, I'm like, fuck no, dude. I don't know how to run a
but what you're asking is the same question every younger generation has been asked by the older generation. It's just same pattern. It's just now in a different form.
Yeah.
And so I have to ask, do you suffer from imposter syndrome?
Honestly, a little bit. Like to me, I still cringe at when people call me chef because I haven't put in the hours. I just don't even consider myself that. Like, I think I'm a very good home cook and I know I can cook, but like that term, I mean, to my friends, like, sure, I would say like, yeah, like they call me a chef and whatnot, but to someone like in the restaurant industry, I would never go up to them and be like, oh, hey, like I'm a chef. Like I always introduce it as I'm a food content creator because that's how I see it.
That sounds lame.
Definitely, I mean, a little bit, yeah.
I mean, maybe in a few years it won't be that lame, right? Like we started off thinking, oh, influencer, that's so cringe, whatever.
But that's like being called a celebrity chef. I fucking hate that.
I mean,
that still has a chef title though.
No, but it's like the worst.
But it's still celebrity.
The worst, like
worse than creator.
Listen, like everybody has in culture, if you're successful, has like a cool sort of name, like star athlete, rock star. Celebrity chef is like the worst of the worst.
What do you want to be called?
No, I don't know, nothing. You know, but I always feel like an influencer or content creator doesn't do it justice either, because you know it's taken me a long time to sort of grasp what is happening, which I still don't. Right? What you do is incredibly hard. It's hard because anyone can do it.
Yeah.
But very few people can actually be great at it.
Yeah.
And now you guys are creating businesses, cookbooks, pop-up, you've done one at Major Domo.
Yeah.
Like, so you're now entering uncharted territory. So, you know, a chef, all it it means boss, right? That's all it really means.
Really does.
You're the head of an organization.
Yeah.
And I can sort of understand that because the word chef is less meaningful to me. Sort of every 10 years it becomes something different.
Yeah.
You know? Because I don't want to open up a traditional French brigade.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy to me. Just like you wouldn't want to open up this kind of restaurant.
Yeah.
So where do you think this is all headed? Right? Are you guys going to eventually open up a proper restaurant? Because that's what happens with a lot of creators. They get into the physical space.
Yeah.
It's funny, like seeing other creators, it seems like there's a certain like pathway that everyone follows. It starts with content, long form, the cookbook comes out, some sort of product, and then it's the restaurant. Like we've already seen a few of our friends in the space open up specific spots. Personally, I just don't imagine myself doing that, at least anytime soon. Like right now, I tell people what I do is a dream job. I'm my own boss, I work my own hours, I cook what I want. It's engaging with people, they still love what I do. So down the line, I think maybe I would open a spot, but that just seems honestly so stressful. Like, I talk to people in that industry and they're like, never open up a fucking restaurant.
Yeah.
But it also depends on the person. Like I feel like you have definitely wanted to do that.
But I feel like of the two, you might open up a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's still, the heart is still in it, right? Like my emotions still want to do it. All the facts on the table are like, you're your own boss. I don't have to report to anyone. I don't have to manage and be HR. But I still want to do it.
And I feel like this is an important note because I have this conversation with investors or people that are always picking my brain as to, you know, what's next in food. And I say the one aspect that you cannot underestimate is that this generation, so anybody that is, say, under the age of 40 years old, but particularly more beneficial if you're in your early 20s. Age isn't a thing, it's just what you're more, I think, accustomed to in terms of technology. Like, you have so much access to information.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's not even about staging at a restaurant. Like, I had to hire people on Craigslist to get a cookbook translated from Japanese because there was nothing. You couldn't find anything on the website.
Yeah.
Right? There was no YouTube. There was no anything. Nothing. Right? So there was a real struggle for me to get any information. And now, you guys can, not you, like anybody can teach themselves so much.
Yeah.
Right? So now that you're armed with all this knowledge, right? Like, what do you do with it? Right? Because I know a lot of younger cooks, they don't want to open up a restaurant. They actually want to become you guys.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to become you guys to a lot of degrees, right? Because you have the freedom. You're not bound to any tradition. You're not, you know, like, so what's next? Like, are you going to contribute to the culinary canon? Are you guys going to, what's the next iteration? Like, because you, at some point, I can't imagine you want to always be known as the sandwich guy.
Correct.
At some point, you don't want to just be known as the content creator, just making recipes.
Yeah.
And this is where I've asked myself and to other people like yourselves, like, what's next when the next phase is not doing what's already been done and now you have to do something new?
Yeah.
Right? Like true creation.
Yeah.
Where it's not, well, I mean, in some way, everything's already been done, right? So when it comes to creating, like, do you guys think about, well, I'm just going to focus on the old, or are you guys thinking about maybe I can come up with something that's never been done before? Because at some point, too, all the creators have access to the same information.
Yeah.
I mean, how many beef Wellingtons do we fucking need?
Dude, there's too many
Right?
goddamn.
How many beef Wellington videos?
What do you think? I think there's too much information.
What do you mean by that?
I think that you have so much, I have given so much information that I don't know which one to pick. Like a decision paradox. Because I'm like, I had a phase where I was into kakigori making. I was just shaving ice for like months. And I'm like, I learned how to do this. It's almost like there's another craft within the cooking discipline that I can learn that's dangling in front of me versus trying to hone in on one thing. And do I want to just hone in and be really good at one thing versus diversifying? And because there's so much information hitting me at once with Instagram Reels and TikToks, whatever, sometimes I sit there, I'm like, there's too much coming out. So I don't know if you feel the same.
I mean, it's definitely overwhelming. I think that's why I also focused on one niche. That's why I chose sandwiches, because I can be creative in that sense, but it's still not overwhelming in terms of like, think about it, like when you come up with a recipe idea,
Yeah.
like where does your mind go to? There's so much information.
There's too many outlets.
And everything's been done too, more or less.
Yeah.
I mean, in some way, and I've shared this on this podcast, when we do the Netflix show, I hate it when we're given like a menu choice of anything.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't work that way. I need to work against something.
Yeah.
As much as I hate it, it at least gives me a lane that I know I can sort of push against. So I never thought about it that way. It's like sandwich might drive me crazy, but at least
It's confined to something.
Constraints.
Yeah.
Constraints.
When I've seen a lot of your content, it's like, it's anything and everything.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
So you have a mind problem, it's like, you're fucked.
Yeah. Too much. Too many things.
I feel like you get fixated on certain things though. Like at one point, I feel like all you were cooking and posting was duck.
Yeah.
Then it's
Duck
pizza. And I feel like you're just kakigori.
Yeah.
Like you personally put that constraint on one dish, which also what I really like about it is that he tries to like be a perfectionist and really master that one specific like food item. And then you'll move on to the next when.
Question is, how do you define mastery?
See, that's hard. And that's also, I'm a product of just Instagram. I'm literally just like a product of all this information. That just.
So what do you think happens next? I think this is the question that everyone's sort of asking, right? Information overload, paralysis of choice. My personal opinion, I love your thoughts on this, is I actually think craft and expertise is going to actually just flourish because, as what you just mentioned, there's too much. So the only way to differentiate yourself from anybody is to be really good at one thing, much like sandwiches.
Yeah.
So by just natural default and then left to everyone's own devices, I think people are just going to get pretty rigorous in one lane.
Yeah.
Like maybe 10 years from now, a future version of you would have just been the kakigori kid.
Yeah.
That's catchy.
It's sketchy. I don't know. There's part of me that wants to just move to the countryside of Japan and just study one thing.
Study which one?
Study one thing. I don't know what it is, but just one thing. No noise, no distractions from social media or anything, and just do one thing really well. And there's something about.
You know, that could be a good video series.
Great content, honestly. That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
What about, are you guys worried a little bit with the future of being a content creator? Because there's so much competition, right?
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt.
Like you could have, I just met this young child, he's like 5 years old, I would say. In 7 years, he could become your biggest competitor, right? And that's just only gonna grow in terms of size. And with AI, right? What do you think, what do you think is gonna happen with your sort of moat that you have right now?
Yeah.
As the sandwich king, as the king of everything?
No. I had a similar thought of, everyone honing in on one craft, right? But part of me is thinking why I love food is just because of the human aspect, right? Like sitting down, talking. It's so cheesy, but like sitting down and having a meal and remembering that night that we ate that food and went to that place. And I think that experience is just going to become more and more, I don't want to say rare, but I feel like going out to eat 10 years ago was so different from today.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like the other day we were at dinner and the entire family just on their phones. I'm like,
not a single word was shared.
not just like Asian family, typically family style. You share all the food. They just had their phones and all
Individual
had one
dish, yeah.
individual dish. They all ordered the same thing, and they didn't even share the same dish. I was like, what the hell is going on? Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Is that crazy?
I mean, shit's getting weird.
Yeah.
But, as we make more and more media, something that I'm also worried about is not just how you consume it, is the creation of it. And I'm friends with a lot of musicians, and they're scared out of their minds, and artists, visual artists, they're scared out of their minds about their ability to have a future in a world where things can be replicated like that. Like if you're a musician, you can just make anything now on some of these apps.
Yeah.
And one of my concerns about anybody that creates content, especially in food, is that are people in 5 years going to need any of us?
So with that last thought process, my guess is what's more valuable is selling humanity in a package. even if it's a digital package of like this feeling of
And you get that in the
watching.
pop-ups you're doing.
The pop-ups are great. Even in like a dinner party video or something that's just like, oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that made my heart, like that touched my heart. I think that's what's going to be more important than what AI can't replace. And I'm just praying to God. Like I hope.
No,
it
I
doesn't.
think you're right. I think people are going to need that human connection.
Yeah.
We'll see. Listen, I don't want to keep you guys here too long, but I wanted to ask these you guys are the next generation. Whether you realize it or not, you guys are the leaders of the culinary food scene.
That's absurd.
I mean, that's a crazy thing to think about, but think how much you're influencing.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of people are now going to be influenced growing up on your content. So, yeah, you guys have that responsibility.
Yeah.
You guys are here for F1, and I didn't realize that you're also cooking at the Bellagio, which I'm cooking at today. And I want to ask you this is, we have Olivia Teed cooked last year, and she did a great job. What are you guys making? So for those that don't know, NGM, they build an entire platform over the fountains of the Bellagio, and you can watch the race, and for 3 days you can eat all kinds of glorious things. And they're bringing a lot of chefs in. You guys are coming in. What are the dishes you guys are making?
Well, we kind of tapped into our niches a little bit. So that first dish,
I did like a duck confit korokke, like Japanese croquette, with like a curry sauce and a salad and like maybe a little truffle. My whole process was, if it's banquet style, pre-puck all of the croquettes, have them ready, breaded, ready to go, fry them, sit in the hot box, like easiest system of operations. I don't want to have any mess ups, but like life.
Seems like a pretty complicated.
I know, that's the thing. He told us it was pretty complicated.
I
was
was
like, oh.
come on, man. That's a.
I know. I don't know. It's my first time doing this
I
kind
know.
of thing.
What are you making?
second dish, we are doing an ice cream sandwich.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's crazy is we thought it would be easier to just have them pre-portioned, like you just do a little finishing, but now we are doing soft serve apparently. So full
Great.
360.
Even better.
You think?
Because you can just make it on the spot
Yeah,
without
but
having to transport it.
I'm worried about it holding. Like, have you seen an
That's
ice cream?
not your fault.
Okay.
Once you let it go, it's done.
Once it's done, it's done. Again, my whole take on these, and anyone from the MGM earmuffs, you want to be forgettable. To some degree.
Okay.
Right? Like, you don't want
That's
to be
good
the
know.
worst. Don't want to be the best. Of course you want to be the best, but the problem is then the line gets really, really long.
Yeah.
And then people start talking about it. Like, oh, have you had this?
And their expectations are
Gets
too high.
higher and higher and higher.
then when it's really
exactly.
So strive for mediocrity.
good. Yeah.
It's in between excellence and mediocrity. It's like a B
Okay.
plus. In between
Good.
a B
It
and a
was
B plus.
good.
It was good.
Okay.
Right? So that's what I hope for you guys, that you
Thank
guys
you.
are just good.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, I got in a lot of trouble on I hosted the NFL sort of Good Morning show, and Pat McAfee went ham on me saying what an idiot I was because I listed top 5 sandwiches that were not his top 5 sandwiches. And I mentioned LA as being number 1. What would be your top 5 sandwiches in the US? Sandwich cities, right?
I mean, immediately what comes to mind, New York and Philly. Just Philly, obviously, because of the cheesesteak. New York, because of all just the many options. Bacon, egg, and cheese, chopped cheese. New Orleans, which I've actually never been, but
Whoa.
there's a lot of sandwich spots on my list that I want to go there.
Fantastic spots. Domalices is a place you should visit. They have great, my favorite po' boys.
Yeah, po' boys, turkey and the wolf.
Mufaladas as well.
Yeah.
But no LA?
I feel like I would sneak LA in there at maybe 5, and then weirdly enough, like Florida at 4.
Wow.
Because of the Cubano, which is just like an all-time classic.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Or I guess Chicago, actually.
See?
Dip, Chicago dog. Maybe I kick LA out and throw in Chicago.
Whoa.
There
I
we
mean,
go.
you're also Italian. Like, where would you put Italian sandwiches on the global sandwich map?
Well, see, that's what's very different is sandwiches in Italy are so different. You don't mix cold cuts. Chicken parm isn't a thing. You don't do meatball subs. It's like pretty basic sandwiches, but very high quality ingredients. I mean, I would definitely throw that in the top 5. Yeah.
would you prefer American sandwiches as a whole versus Italian American over Italian proper?
Proper Italian for sure over Italian American, but American sandwiches over proper Italian.
Right.
There's more variety. Yeah.
And H, I'm going to ask you, if you were the czar of all kind of hospitality in America, right? You had a choice for people that were hosting and cooking parties. What would you like to see more of, and what would you eliminate altogether? It could be like a dish you're never allowed to make this ever again.
I low-key am a sucker for a sushi boat. I know they're so cheesy, but I think it's hilarious. I think it's so ridiculous that there's a massive boat of sushi.
I've never seen you make that.
I'll never make it. That's insane to make, and probably less standing on tables. Less brunch parties on tables, please. Don't stand on tables.
What do you mean, literally people standing on tables?
Yeah, you've been to like.
I'm old, man. I don't
There's
do that
some
shit.
establishments in this city that like to encourage people to stand on a table.
You need to party more, man.
Who party more?
I think we should all party.
I don't know. I feel like I drink a lot more.
My girlfriend's over there, so I don't know if I'm kidding.
So inappropriate dinner conversation. We'll end you guys on this one. And you guys will know what I'm talking about now because this is happening more and more, right? You don't even have to be a big influencer to feel like you are a person of note. You walk into a restaurant and it's not necessarily to your standards. Are you upset that and it's a place that they probably would recognize you? Are you upset they don't give you any like VIP service? Because you guys know what I'm talking about. You walk into a restaurant now, I've talked to many of your peers, and their treatment is like being a New York Times critic, right? So what I mean by that is if you walk into a restaurant, are you surprised when you don't get treated like a critic?
Never. Me, I never expect it. And
Come on.
No, I'm not kidding. Unless I went to like a pretty popular like sandwich shop, I'd be like, maybe, but.
It's a sandwich shop, you know, like, isn't it weird though to now be treated differently?
It is weird, but it's also to me like a very awesome surprise. Like I love free shit, and then like who doesn't like being a little like pampered, a little nice treat? But I will never be like, wow, they're not treating me a certain way. Like how dare they? As long as the food is good, truthfully,
And
I
how
don't
do you
really give a
feel about that when people, listen, I'm not talking about the operator's end because we can fuck that up all day long, but from a influencer end, walk into a restaurant and then lording over the possibility that I will write something negatively about you. Like, what do you do there? What if he did that? What if H was like, I'm gonna write negative review about a restaurant because I didn't have a good meal there? Because now you have the power to actually change. Like the biggest food critic in America is Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Can literally make or break a restaurant.
It's pretty nuts.
And you guys have that power over a sandwich shop?
That's true.
You know, it's pretty crazy when you think about you're like Spider-Man, you have this power. It's great responsibility.
power.
Yeah.
Great.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I've had really shitty experiences.
And you've wanted to say something.
And I won't, because I just feel bad. I don't want to like destroy it, but I've done the opposite.
What would it take for you to say something negative?
Oh man, honestly,
And we'll just keep it just the food alone, nothing else. There's no way if it was like the worst thing.
if I like got deathly ill, that's the only way.
Okay.
Because if I have bad experiences, I'll just bitch about it to my family and friends and just like go off on text, but I'll never put a restaurant on blast. But if it's great, then I'll totally recommend it, talk about it, and like write that review. But I just don't, I don't know. You never know what their backstory is and what's going on.
When are you going to open up a proper restaurant? Or at the very least, a permanent pop-up?
Last year I said this year. This year I said next year. Next
it's a
year
matter
I
of
say.
It will happen.
I think it's when I
You
find.
agree, right?
It absolutely is going to happen.
Yeah, I'm itching to do it. I'm just looking for the right partner, actually. I think the team is the most important thing. So.
What are your thoughts on what might be going through your head? I would imagine like, oh, I don't have the formal training. I haven't done this. I haven't done that.
Honestly, like with any other really well-run company, you got to hire really good talent. Like I'm not gonna go out there and be like, oh, I know how to do all this. No, I'm gonna hire the right talent. And I think, I don't know how to do it, but I think I know the right people to ask who to hire and who to work with.
Well, I'll leave you with this. The greatest chefs that have changed the game, in my opinion, over the past 50 years, globally, have all been self-taught. All right? And if you take that perspective, they never needed formal training, right? They had the moniker of a chef, but they did it all on their own. So at the end of the day, I think if you have the vision, and I think you are really passionate about, the culinary arts, listen, Heston Blumenthal, one of my heroes, was a repo man.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
No formal training. He had 3 kids and he started Fat Duck. Changed the game. Anything's possible. So we're here for you. Anything you want to ask us down the road, we're here to help at any time. So anyway, listen, I know you guys have a few other stops. Anything you guys need to plug? Anything? You got the book out. You got another pop-up coming up?
Just got Bellagio Fountain Club.
Pull through.
Yeah, pull through. Yeah.
I'll be making content, judging your food for you guys. No,
Please be nice.
You guys are doing great. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.